Our world is fracturing. Across continents, ancient fault lines are tearing open. From the plains of Eastern Europe to the deserts of the Middle East. Borders drawn in blood are bleeding once again. Decades of uneasy peace have finally shattered. Global superpowers are locked in a devastating new arms race. Machinery of war grinds across the earth. And millions of ordinary people are caught in the crossfire. Forced to flee homes they will never see again. This is the human cost of modern warfare. In Ukraine, the war of trenches and artillery grinds on. Entire cities have been erased by endless bombardments. Infrastructure has been completely decimated. For millions, normal life is a distant memory. Every day is a struggle just to survive the freezing winter. And death can fall from the sky at any second. When the sirens sound, there are only seconds to run. Underground shelters offer the only protection. Families spend weeks hiding in damp basements. Praying that the roof holds against the bombs. On the other side, a relentless war of attrition. A conflict swallowing lives for meters of ruined ground. Soldiers endure freezing mud and constant fear. Every advance comes at an unimaginable cost in blood. It is a devastating echo of the wars of the past. Artillery dominates the battlefield, shredding the landscape. The ground itself becomes a freezing, inescapable trap. Thousands broken in the frozen earth. Survival depends on luck and brutal endurance. But modern warfare has also evolved into the sky. Swarms of cheap drones turn the battlefield transparent. There is nowhere to hide from the flying cameras. And they bring explosive death with terrifying precision. The combination of old trenches and new technology has created a meat grinder unmatched in the 21st century. Far to the south, another ancient conflict has exploded. The horrific attacks of October 7th shattered a nation, leaving deep wounds and profound trauma in their wake. Thousands of lives were altered in a single morning. Families torn apart, homes reduced to ash. The grief of the survivors is unimaginable and raw. A pain that demands justice and security. The immediate aftermath saw absolute devastation and ignited a war of unprecedented ferocity. The response was swift and overwhelmingly destructive. targeting the dense urban labyrinth of the Gaza Strip. Entire city blocks have been leveled to dust, reducing neighborhoods to towering piles of broken concrete. Rescue workers face an impossible, endless task. Digging through the wreckage with whatever they have. Often using only their bare hands to find survivors. The sheer scale of the destruction is overwhelming. Every second is a matter of life and death. Exhaustion is a luxury they cannot afford. And yet, the bombardments never seem to stop. Nowhere in the Strip is truly safe from the fire. Millions have been displaced into desperate camps. Pushed further south with nowhere left to run. Basic survival becomes a daily, agonizing struggle. Food, water, and medicine are desperately scarce. The human spirit is pushed far beyond its breaking point. In Israel, the agony of the hostages remains a daily nightmare. Families live in a suspended state of terror and hope, waiting for a return that may never come. A cycle of vengeance burning the region to the ground. Further east, the shadow war with Iran has burst into the open. Decades of proxy conflicts are escalating into direct strikes. A sudden, unprecedented barrage crossed the skies. Forcing the region to brace for an all-out regional war. The nights are now filled with the roar of missiles. Missiles and drones cross borders in unprecedented numbers. Weapons that travel thousands of miles in minutes. Striking fear into capitals across the Middle East. Conflict has bled into global shipping lanes, choking off the crucial arteries of world trade. As proxy forces launch daily attacks from the coast, Western navies have rushed to defend the waters, engaging in complex, high-tech naval combat, firing million-dollar missiles to shoot down machine drones. It is a totally unsustainable war of attrition. To the north, the Lebanese border is a powder keg. Daily exchanges of artillery and rocket fire have forced tens of thousands to abandon their towns. Turning once thriving communities into ghost towns. The Iron Dome lights up the night sky continuously. But some weapons inevitably slip through the net. For civilians caught in the middle of this geopolitical chess game. There is a profound sense of helplessness as their leaders trade threats of total annihilation. They simply wait for the next strike to fall. Knowing that any night could be the one that sparks an uncontrollable conflagration. Fear drives entire populations onto the roads, while the military scramble their most advanced fighters, ready to unleash hell at a moment's notice. In the towering Himalayas, another fault line trembles. Two nuclear-armed powers stand face to face, separated by heavily fortified, mountainous borders. A single miscalculation here carries catastrophic risks. Both sides maintain a state of permanent, armed readiness, watching the enemy's every movement across the valley. The tension on the line of control never dissipates, and the quiet is often shattered without warning. Across the divide, the same vigilance is maintained. Soldiers patrol the treacherous, mountainous terrain, enduring extreme weather and isolation. Skirmishes erupt rapidly and unpredictably, turning the tranquil mountains into a deadly battlefield. Both sides trade heavy fire across the ravines, escalating localized clashes into major artillery duels. These exchanges can last for hours or even days, forcing soldiers to pour immense firepower into the tree lines to suppress the enemy positions across the border, firing thousands of rounds to secure a single outpost. But below the military bases, civilians are trapped, caught directly in the crossfire of the artillery duels. Entire communities live in constant fear of shelling, having to abandon their homes and their livelihoods. As the sun sets on the line of control, the soldiers on both sides are left exhausted and drained, knowing that the uneasy silence is only temporary. A fragile pause in an endless cycle of hostility. Rooted in decades of unresolved history. In the shadows of the world's highest peaks, peace remains elusive. And another fault line remains dangerously active. But perhaps the most dangerous flashpoint of all lies in the contested waters of the Pacific, where the global superpowers stare each other down. Over the island of Taiwan, the military drills have become a daily reality. Constant, aggressive displays of overwhelming force, designed to intimidate, exhaust, and eventually suffocate. The defenders must track every single incursion, draining their resources and their pilots. Scrambling jets day after day, night after night. war hangs heavily over millions of civilians. A thriving democracy and an economic powerhouse. That could be engulfed in flames in an instant. If the blockade becomes a full-scale invasion, it would trigger a conflict unlike any in modern history, dragging the entire world into the abyss. Caught between the terrifying ambitions of empires, the everyday citizen is entirely powerless. From the frozen trenches of Eastern Europe to the burning deserts and contested oceans, millions of lives are being ground into dust by leaders who will never set foot on a battlefield, leaving behind a legacy of generational trauma. And a world balanced on the terrifying edge of total war.